my favourite forms of treatment. It involves taking blood from the patient. We then centrifuge that blood and extract the plasma that results at the end of that centrifugation process. Plasma is full of growth factors and natural healing properties that we know can enhance the healing properties of the skin. So injected into the skin, the platelets activate and produce those growth factors. Fantastic treatment for stopping the clock, for preventing the ageing process. They've been used once a year in a younger patient, can halt the process of time. So if you get ahead of the game, you can save yourself a lot from what you would normally spend in Botox and dermal fillers. The main indications we use it for are in necks and décolletage, where there's often quite a degree of sun damage, and people are starting to see that turkey neck appearance, that wrinkling of the skin, that sagging that develops as we get older. It can help rejuvenate and tighten the skin. Not something you do in a one-hit, one-off treatment, but it can be very useful in the area around the eye, in the tear trough area, when we start to see that dark pigment develop around our eyes, that sort of hollowing that we get around our eyes. Something that will produce a natural result without people looking like they've had anything particularly done. So it's very popular here in our clinic to improve skin. Acne scarring, fantastic for used in conjunction with dermapen and the heel light therapy. And it can be used in other any area of the body pretty much without any adverse effects. When a patient approaches us for aesthetic treatment concerns, we always advise them to book in for what's called a skin repair consult first. At that appointment, we will address what their main concerns are, take a series of photographs of their face in various actions to work out what's going to happen as they progress in time. So often a patient will come in with specific concerns, but it's not until you look at the face in a whole and understand their background medical history, their previous treatments they may have, their history of sun damage or skin cancers. It's all important to be approached from a holistic medical basis. Just treating one line of wrinkle is not going to produce a natural result and can actually result in something that looks artificial. So that skin repair consult is very important at the beginning to establish what the patient's aims are and what we can offer them. Most patients will come out of that consult with a treatment plan and a skin rejuvenation approach, which will involve using dermal rollers and antioxidants on the skin to improve their skin before they get any type of injectable or other non-surgical treatment. So that is a very vital plate. There's no point getting the patient injectable treatment without them prepping their skin and improving it before they start that process. So that then involves them having a treatment plan which they can work for and budget for over a period of 12 to 18 months. And that way you get a nice natural result, not a sudden dramatic change that everyone will notice. So soft tissue dermal fillers, we offer a range of dermal fillers here, both the hyaluronic acid variety, which are the common dermal fillers that we know most people have had long practice with now. Looking at where filler can help is probably around here and there's cheeks, and in that area we're starting to notice the volume loss, and we're trying to sort of get that definition back in the jaw. And as well as the biostimulant fillers, which are more into reversing the ageing process from a sort of a deeper level and improving the collagen in the skin. So it's great to be able to offer those treatments in combination because I think they work well together and produce results that are very natural in the long run. We don't aim to want anyone walking out of here looking like they've had too much filler in their face, and it's important to realise that we can address concerns where fat pad loss is occurring on the face, getting ahead of the game really. So most of our aesthetic treatments are used in combination, so there's pretty much not many patients who don't have an indication for a dermal filler after the age of 35 onwards. It's using subtle amounts in areas where you can see where the ageing process is going to occur and preventing it from happening. But Often the average age of patients who present to us have already experienced quite a significant volume loss in their face, and they're noticing that ageing hollowness that they get after the age of about 40. So in that sort of patient, there's an indication for dermal filler over and above anything else probably. Injectables, botulinum toxins, the number one non-surgical procedure that's done for aesthetic treatments throughout the world, and it's very well accepted. There's not many patients who come in and say that they didn't appreciate having botulinum toxin, and can be started at all sorts of different ages. We always like to assess our patients first to see where the main indications for the botulinum toxin are in form of a cosmetic consult, and make sure that we're addressing the face as a whole, not just an upper third of face or frown lines or a specific area that they think they've got a problem. We like to see wherever on that face there's an ageing concern, what can we do to help with botulinum toxin. It's a quick and easy procedure. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to perform, and patients can walk out without any major bruising or any evidence that they've had any procedure done. So ideal treatments start with when you're looking at ageing concerns. Our average age of patients is around their 40s probably, but we have patients who also have botulinum toxin for other indications as well, including sort of migraine treatment, for teeth grinding and thickening of the masseter muscles in your face, and for underarm sweating. So there's lots of different indications we're noticing that botulinum toxin can improve, and it's an ever expanding science.
Why would you get a skin check? Well, patients can find their own skin cancers. That's been shown to be true, but they only find about half of them themselves. So glass half full, that's really great. Glass half empty, they're missing half their own skin cancers. You need to have somebody out there whose third-party opinion you trust to make sure you find all the possible skin cancers that you could have on your body. Australians grow skin cancers at a remarkable rate. By the time we hit 70, 2 out of 3 of us will have grown a skin cancer. And if we're only finding half of them ourselves, that means 1 in 3 Australians by 70 will have missed a skin cancer. So people sometimes say, what's the best time of year to get a skin check? It's a good question. A lot of people just try and remember that, oh, it's the start of summer, I'll get my skin check. And sure, that's a pretty good way of doing it. I mean, if it works and helps you remember to get your yearly skin check, why not do that? It does make my job ever so slightly more difficult if you've got a really good tan. Part of what doctors look for when they're looking for skin cancer is the contrast between sort of brown and other brown and pink and red and purple and sort of white milkiness. It's not as easy if you've got a really good tan. To undercomplicate the doctor's life, you might want to get a skin check in winter rather than summer.